Hello and welcome to a new episode on the Public Global. I am Ajay Prakash. Now, here's a question for all of you watching today's episode. In your opinion, how well did Modi ji and his entire cabinet conduct themselves during the recent military exchanges with Pakistan? Can you rate them on a scale of 1 to 10? India emerged decisively victorious in this round of military exchanges. The military conducted themselves along expected lines. The communication from them was firm, concise, and clear. The briefings were really very well handled, but the red lines were clearly marked. Don't ask us about the losses of India in this war. We are not going to tell you that. Yet in the earlier wars with Pakistan, things were a bit different. You may recollect that during the Kargil war, Indian losses were made public by the army. We all know that on 27th May 1999, the Indian Air Force lost a MiG 27 aircraft piloted by Flight Lieutenant K. Nachiketa, which is attributed to engine failure, and then a MiG 21 in which the fighter pilot squadron leader Ajay Ahuja lost his life. Let's take a closer look at the Kargil War of 1999 and let's compare how the two prime ministers, both from the Bharatiya Janata Party, Atal Bihari Vajpayee and Mr. Narendra Modi, how did these two gentlemen conduct themselves in the face of external aggression? The Kargil War started on the 3rd of May 1999 and ended on 26 July the same year. The official name given to this conflict was Operation Vijay. Now, do you recollect when did the then Prime Minister, Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee, address the nation during the war? Well, he did so on June 7th, 1999, about 1 month into the conflict. Now I'm going to quote a few paras from his address to the nation given on that day. Mr. Vajpayee stated in his address that no government can tolerate such an incursion. Our government certainly will not. Countries the world over have recognized that we have full right to evict these intruders from our soil, but for me and for my government, this is not just a matter of our having a tithe, it is our duty to rid our sacred motherland of every single intruder. For this reason, as you have seen, our armed forces have launched a major operation to drive them back. Now, mark these words what he said further. No one should entertain the slightest doubt. They, meaning the army, shall not stop till they have completely attained their objectives. No one shall stop them till they have done so. You know well that our relations with Pakistan, as with all our neighbors, were improving rapidly. The objective that time was very clearly put forth by Atal Bihari Vajpayee. The intruders had to be driven back. They had to leave our space, they had to leave our country. And once that happens, there'll be no further escalation of the conflict. Now, this is a sharp contrast to what happened this time around. Firstly, at least the public did not know what was our objective. And then suddenly you find that on May 10th evening, the President of United States gets up and makes an announcement that India and Pakistan have ceased fire. Donald Trump made this announcement before our Prime Minister could announce the ceasefire. Donald Trump said, after a long night of talks mediated by the United States, I am pleased to announce that India and Pakistan have agreed to a full and immediate ceasefire. Congratulations to both countries on using common sense and great intelligence. Thank you for your attention to this matter. As per Government of India, the DGMO Pakistan called us at 3:35 p.m. on May 10th. Donald Trump says he worked whole night with the Indians and the Pakistanis to work out the ceasefire. Yet, in the briefing given by the government of India that day on May 10th, nothing was mentioned about a ceasefire being worked out.
I've said on numerous earlier occasions, it is Pakistani actions that have constituted provocation and escalation. In response, and I repeat, in response, India has defended and reacted in a responsible and measured fashion to these provocations and these escalations by the Pakistani side. Earlier this morning, we saw a repeat of this escalatory and provocative pattern, and I'll invite Colonel Sophia Qureshi and Wing Commander Vyomika Singh to update you on the developments since early this morning.
Before I proceed further, I want you to listen to one more speech of Atal Bihari Vajpayee made after the Kargil war.
इस बार जब हमने देखा कि आक्रमणकारी हमारी भूमि में पांव जमाने की कोशिश कर रहा है, तो वायुसेना को मैदान में उतारने में हमने कोई संकोच नहीं किया। पाकिस्तान हक्का बक्का रह गया। वो उम्मीद नहीं करते थे, वो समझते थे कि हिंदुस्तान में सरकार नहीं है, काम चलाऊ सरकार है, लोगों को चुनाव की चिंता है, या आपस में झगड़े करेंगे, प्रतिस्पर्धा में फंसेंगे, जहां जमीन दबा कर बैठ जाओ, कोई हटाने वाला नहीं है, कोई पूछने वाला नहीं है। हमने ऐसा नहीं होने दिया। हमारी सरकार भले ही लोकसभा में विश्वास खो चुकी थी, लेकिन हमने इस देश की 100 करोड़ जनता का विश्वास नहीं खोया था। हमने अपने कर्तव्य के प्रति भी पूरी तरह से जागरूकता दिखाई। हमने निश्चय किया कि हम आक्रमण का मुकाबला करेंगे, और आपने देखा कि सफलता मिली। बहादुर जवानों के पराक्रम के कारण सफलता मिली। कारगिल की चोटियों पर हमारे जवानों ने अपने रक्त से जो इतिहास लिखा है, आने वाली पीढ़ियां उससे प्रेरणा लेती रहेंगी, आने वाली पीढ़ियां उसको नमन करती रहेंगी, वंदन करती रहेंगी।
Now, in contrast, Prime Minister Modi came to address the nation 2 days after the ceasefire, that is on May 12, 2025. I've given the link of his speech here, and I'm sure all of you must have seen him. And you can compare Prime Minister Modi's speech that day with that of Atal Bihari Vajpayee. And remember, this is the first time that the Prime Minister of India has not addressed the nation during an armed conflict with its enemy neighbors. Just to recollect, I'll take you through those dates when the previous prime ministers had addressed the nation during a war. The 1962 war lasted for about a little over a month, from 20th October to 21st November 1962. Jawaharlal Nehru addressed the nation during that 1962 war on October 22nd, 1962, over All India Radio. He then again made a speech on All India Radio on November 20th, 1962, after the capture of Bomdila. Now, Bomdila was very important to India. It was at 9,000 feet and was the last Indian post to fall to the Chinese in 1962. It was here that the last organized defense of the Northeast Frontier Agency, which later became Arunachal Pradesh and Assam, fell to a wave of formations by the Chinese army on November 19. And the Indo-Pak War of 1965 was fought for about 1.5 months, from 5th August 1965 to 23rd September. Lal Bahadur Shastri was the Prime Minister, and he made a statement in Parliament on September 16th, 1965, during that war, where he blamed Pakistan for the conflict. He also addressed the nation promising to give a fitting reply to Pakistan. The Indo-Pak War of 1971 was fought for about 2 weeks, from 3rd December 1971 to 16 December the same year. Indira Gandhi was our Prime Minister. She addressed the nation on radio in the evening of December 3rd, 1971, after the Pakistan Air Force launched a preemptive strike on Indian airfields. In her address, she declared that the airstrikes as a declaration of war against India and ordered the mobilization of troops, initiating a full scale invasion of East Pakistan. Now, before I wind up today's episode, I wish to touch upon one more factor: the bogey being created by a certain section of commentators and the press that Pakistan is a nuclear nation and we should be careful. And then there are many commentators who keep saying that the two situations are very different. 1971 was different and 2025 was is different. Leave aside 1971. Things today are very different from 1999 as well. Yet the Pakistan motives, the tactics, the strategy all remain the same. They want to bleed India through terrorism. And India has to fight back through these low intensity conflicts. And when we are fighting a low intensity conflict, does it really make sense to bring up the nuclear issue? Today in 2025, Modi ji talks about nuclear blackmail from Pakistan. But Atal Bihari Vajpayee faced the same nuclear blackmail in 1999, and yet he went ahead to achieve his objectives. You may also recollect that the nuclear threat too existed during the Kargil war from both sides. By 1999, both India and Pakistan had demonstrated their nuclear capabilities. Just a year ago, in 1998, both countries had conducted a series of nuclear tests, with Pakistan claiming that they did these tests as a response to India. In May 1999, that is just around the time when Kargil war had begun, Pakistan was celebrating the first anniversary of its nuclear tests. Now, during the May 12th address of Prime Minister Modi, he said that India had only paused military action and would retaliate on its own terms. But he also went on to say, we will not tolerate nuclear blackmail. So, was Pakistan blackmailing India against a nuclear strike? Did India agree for a ceasefire because of nuclear blackmail from Pakistan? Or was it Trump who came in between and mediated? I think the time has come for the Indian government to come out clean on these issues because they owe an explanation to the Indian public. Thank you for watching this episode. I'll see you again next week.